Hey folks, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. This is something very special for all of our subscribers to Patreon, and this is our Gotcha Backer for November 2020. Hey folks, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Matt and we are back again for our November edition of Gotcha Backer, the show where we talk about all things Kickstarter, things we've backed, things that we're thinking about backing, all that good stuff. We're going to jump straight into it. We've got a bit to get through today. We're going to talk about our project updates for the month. The first update we want to talk about today is a game called Fossilis, and those astute of you who are watching will realise that it is sitting right here. It has arrived, we have unboxed it, and those of you that are subscribers to the channel will have seen the epic and insane unboxing that was done by myself, our junior gamer, and our junior gamer, which is very exciting stuff. Great game. We are looking at getting some playthroughs done of this one because it is a little bit more spectacular. Has arrived. Definitely worth a look. If you can find a copy, by all means, grab it, snag it. It's great for kids and also really deep strategy for the older gamers amongst us as well. Definitely worth a look. That's Fossilis by Kids Table Board Gaming. And it's not the last time you'll hear about Kids Table Board Gaming in this particular episode, but we will get to that a little bit later on. The next one I'm going to talk about is a game called Outsmarted, and the pledge manager for that one has closed. I'm happy to say that we will hopefully, fingers crossed, if trade routes are now opening up at the end of this pandemic, that we'll receive that on the table here before Christmas, which would be very, very good because I'm looking forward to playing it with friends and family now that, of course, we are out of lockdown here in Australia. For those of you who can't remember, Outsmarted is an online /board/trivia game that you can play on multiple devices a la Jackbox games. So it's definitely something that's going to be hitting the table a lot here, party game atmosphere. You can play 2 to 24 different people individually or teams, all that sort of stuff as well. So it's going to be very, very popular, going to be a lot of fun. Sorry folks, moving through this very quickly today. We are limited with our timing. There is a lot going on behind the scenes. Next one I want to talk about an update for is Rival Restaurants back for seconds, which I think I may have mentioned in a previous Gotcha Backer. It's on the water, it's on its way here. Rival Restaurants is a game for 2 to 8 players in which players control chefs, restaurants, trying to cook the best recipes and earn the most victory points or get to 20 victory points first and become the winner, not the winner, the winner. Back for Seconds adds new chefs, new recipes, new location cards, new action cards, all sorts of crazy mayhem. Looking forward to getting that one to the table because Rival Restaurants is pretty much ordered chaos. A great play experience, so look out for that one when you get a chance. Now this one is a bit more of a sad story, unfortunately. We backed That's a You Problem on Kickstarter. It looks like it would have been a fantastic game. Unfortunately, it did not reach its funding goal, and as such, will not be hitting our tables anytime soon. We do hope that the creator of the game gets a chance to get it back up on Kickstarter at some stage. Those of you who did have a look at the campaign page, thank you. It is something that I think, I just like to take that action that was that the game contained. So it's a shame that it didn't reach its funding goal, but that's the beauty and the pitfalls of Kickstarter. That's a You Problem will hopefully come back, and if it does come back on Kickstarter, we will be the first to let you know, so look out for that, fingers crossed. But unfortunately at this stage, it's a game that will not be coming to us anytime soon, and that's our update for That's a You Problem. And now I want to talk about a police deck builder shuffle building style game, Code 3. We backed this one a while ago. It's been hit with all the manufacturing delays along with the rest of the world as well, but I'm happy to say and report that manufacturing is complete, which means this buddy cop drama epic action adventure board game is going to be shipped and hitting our tables very soon. Very exciting stuff where you pick your two detectives, shuffle their decks together, and you get a unique combination of action cards and abilities to draw from as you take on all the different mob bosses and things as well. Very exciting stuff. Hopefully that'll be arriving soon. Was meant to arrive, I think, towards the end of this year, sort of October, November, obviously been postponed. Hopefully we'll get that before May next year. We'll see how we go as the world starts to open up again at the end of this thing. Fingers crossed to everyone involved. And lastly, our update for November 2020 is an update on a game called The Shivers, which I'm very excited about because it is a pop-up board game. Those of you who remember, we talked about this one a little while ago now. It is literally a game where you play with a pop-up scenario. There's someone who's a storyteller, almost like a dungeon master that leads everyone through the game. I think it's a game for 2 to 5 players. Now, the expansions for this game that are involved in this Kickstarter project just keep getting bigger and bolder and better. And there is now no less, wait for it, no less than 16 episodes that are included with the deluxe box, which is just mind-blowing. The fact that there is so much content for this Kickstarter and they're still developing it, the artwork is absolutely incredible. The eerie sense of a haunted house that you go through and find clues in each of the components is just fantastic. The mechanic of rotating the disc or the plate at the back so you can change the clues to suit the story that you're trying to tell. It's absolutely unique, absolutely amazing, and I just want it to get here sooner rather than later. But however, like with most games, I would rather the developers take their time and get it right rather than rush through it. It means it's going to make a better play experience as an end result. So The Shivers by Andy Logan, when that comes through, I'm very excited to get that one to the table and show you all what it's about. And that wraps it up for the updates for the projects we've previously backed. And now let's get into something a little bit more fresh. Okay, amazing amount of content on Kickstarter. It's been very hard to pick and choose what to back, what not to back, and also what to let you in on for this episode of November's Gotcha Backer for 2020. The first one I'm going to talk about is Endless Winter Paleo Americans, which is a game that combines Euro sort of worker style placement and deck building, so I'm in an epic fashion. Sort of think about this as Alaskan wilderness wildlands, searching through a board that is hexes similar to Catan, building bits and pieces, grabbing stuff out of decks when you can get your resources together, and trying to survive the endless winter. This is a game that is designed for 12 and up, 1 to 4 players, roughly 90 minutes playtime. But the idea that you can play it solo, you've got a deck building mechanic plus your Euro worker style placement. I'm all in on this one. This looks fantastic. We've backed it at the chief level, so we get a few extra add-ons and expansions and things as well, just to make the game a little bit deeper. But the core game itself is going to allow for a lot of playability and longevity, so very excited to see that when it gets to the table. Endless Winter Paleo Americans coming soon. Check it out when it arrives on our shores. Okay, time for something a little bit more fun. I mean, not that all the games aren't fun, but you know what I mean. This is something that's a little bit silly. It's based on video games, but it's a board game. This is Race Kart Riot, and it is literally a board game representation of things like Mario Kart, but not Mario Kart as we know it today. I'm talking about Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, Mario Kart 64, old school racing games. So much so they have characters called Sonico. Go figure. It's literally a board game where you run around playing cards to try and push your cart forward while at the same time launching weapons at your opponents. And it comes in a neat little retro gaming package that is reminiscent of an old school Nintendo Game Boy, which I really love as well. Comical presentation, high replayability, very quick play time. They got enough funding to develop a second side of the board, a beachside map, as well as a dungeon, sort of a lava style, Bowser style map, for lack of a better term. Very excited to see that, and it comes with some extra added goodies as well, extra races to choose from. I think in the deluxe pledge there's 8 different races for you to choose from. 2 to 4 players, 20-minute play time, kick-ass time, great filler game. Looking forward to seeing that when it hits the table. And of course, we got the upgraded minis as well, because who doesn't want to actually physically race around a cart on the track rather than just a cardboard punch out? Very excited to get that one to the table. At this stage, it looks like it's going to be sort of mid next year before we see it, but it'll be worth the wait. That's Race Kart Riot. And we mentioned Fossilis before from KTGB, and now we're going to bring them back to the table once again with their new game, Creature Comforts. Now, this is, again, sort of a Euro-style worker placement game where you're building comforts for your little woodland creatures and using a shared dice rolling mechanic, your own dice, and also community dice to sort of risk versus reward your way into building some nice creature comforts for your little village creature furries that you're playing with or playing as. Artwork on this one looks fantastic. The board, the play area, looks amazing. A lot of different comforts that you can build. They've had backer votes on different things, like new travelers. There's an inn where a different traveler will appear each month to tell you new stories, and you get points for telling stories to your little ones in your own little hovel or burrow that you're building for your creatures. So I think that mechanic as well of being able to get points for telling stories to your children about the creature comforts and the seasons and the world as we know it is absolutely fantastic, and the artwork is just gorgeous as well. The production value on this one is on par with Fossilis. Obviously, Fossilis is quite spectacular. Creature Comforts I expect to be just as remarkable and amazing. Really looking forward to this one. The deluxe components, the wooden bits and pieces for resources look absolutely amazing as well. If you haven't got on board, I think the campaign has concluded, but they do have a late pledge open, so you can get on board and have a look at Creature Comforts. Definitely worth a look. You will not be disappointed. And again, another game where it's designed for sort of 8+ age group, but the deeper strategy for those of us that are more serious hobby gamers, they'll have a ball with this one because there's so much thought into where I put your bits and pieces and where you go next to try and make sure that you get the most. And the thing is, you can say, right, I'm going to go over here and do this, but if you don't have a dice roll that actually allows you to do that, you've wasted that individual character. So you have to be very, very conscious about where you're placing, and your die rolls obviously have some element of luck in that as well. Very, very excited to get Creature Comforts to the table. It won't be out till sort of next year at this stage, but it's going to be a great game. Really looking forward to it. KTGB, you've done it again. Okay, we're going to save, there's a couple more games we're going to talk about. This one here, Sons of Feriel, is by the same company, Tabula Games, that have done Sanctuary, the Keeper's Era. But this is, again, another Euro worker style placement game. So there's 3 of those that we've backed this month. But at the same time, this is one where there's a bit of a traitor mechanic, maybe or may not. You don't know until you're actually playing the game in that particular moment. A traitor mechanic works in that or the story, I should say, of the game, your different villages vying for building the biggest village and building up your resources, but at the same time you're trying to fight back against the scourge that's plaguing the valley, so to speak. And as the scourge spreads through and causes trouble and destroys resource opportunities for you, you'll then don your characters, they'll don their masks and try to fight back and beat back the dark, so to speak. But again, that traitor mechanic element I really, really love. It's similar to Crossroads games like Dead of Winter, where you're not sure if there is a traitor. There may not even be one, but you've still got to keep up your guard just in case. I like that element. That's really cool. It's sort of reminiscent of a social deduction game, but not a social deduction game, if that makes sense. Sons of Feriel component quality is fantastic. The deluxe components and the minis that are in the box are going to be amazing. If the quality that we've seen from Sanctuary Keeper's Era is anything to go by, this is going to be absolutely amazing as well. And there's going to be a full art book with this one too, which is fantastic. So that's Sons of Feriel. Again, something that's not going to come out probably till about mid next year, but we're very excited to see how that progresses, and we'll keep you updated as the campaign progresses. All right, we have saved once again the best for last. This is a social deduction game, and I'm very excited to be able to start playing social deduction games again with everybody. Yay, now that we're out of lockdown here in Australia. This is a game that involves pirates, one of my favorite topics, along with social deduction, again, one of my favorite game styles at the moment. 5 to 11 players, as you have to try to, well, let's put it this way. The game is called Feed the Kraken. Now, this is a social deduction game where you are all on a pirate ship, and the pirate ship is going to travel to one of 3 destinations. It's going to either travel into the belly of the Kraken, belly of the beast. It's going to travel to the Coast Guard, so to speak, or it's going to travel to the pirate's lair. And on board, you have people who are either pirates, either undercover agents, so to speak, or people that are cultists that are trying to help the Kraken claim members of the crew. And at certain points, you'll throw someone overboard. But if you throw the cult leader overboard to the Kraken, you invoke the beast and the Kraken will destroy you all. The cultists will win. Social deduction, heaps of crazy gameplay, a lot of take that action, and a lot of yelling and screaming at the table. Sounds like a hell of a good time for me. We have gone all in on the deluxe, so you get the deluxe ship upgrades, the deluxe Kraken miniatures around the board as well. The play mats and the hexes that come in. It's a bit like moving a ship around Catan and the island of Catan, but with worker placement, social deduction, take that action. I'm all in. It's going to be a fantastic time. That is Feed the Kraken, and I think it's definitely going to be one that's worth a look. If you get a chance to check it out, do so now. Late pledge is open, I believe, so jump on board and check it out. Feed the Kraken. It's going to be a hell of a time. And that is it, folks. That is all of the updates and the freshly backed information we have for you for this month. That is our November Gotcha Backer for 2020. If you have any questions, as always, folks, you can hit us up at orders@hpgaming.com.au. That is my youngest, who is not letting me get any work done today, but that's what happens. If you want to be, a big thank you as well to all of our Patreon subscribers. We love your work. Thank you very much for supporting us. If you want to jump on board the Patreon train and get some exclusive rewards, you can do so by jumping on the address on your screen, patreon.com/hpgamingau. And as always, folks, you can always hit us up on our website, www.hpgaming.com.au, to get your gaming goodies, especially as we come into Christmas. Christmas content coming left, right, and center. If you have entered or placed an order over the last month and a bit, you will be entering into our Tiny Epic Dinosaurs giveaway, which we'll be announcing tomorrow on the 1st of December. Check out for more details on our Christmas garage sale as well. We'll be doing towards last minute Christmas garage sale, I should say. And along with tournaments and things as well, we've got coming up in the new year. Until then, folks, thank you very much for joining me. I've been Matt. You've been wonderful. Get back to the table, and we'll see you there very, very soon. Bye for now.